It's so funny how, like, when the sun's out, everyone in Britain decides to just come out and sunbathe. The sun's been out for like, what, 2 minutes, and everyone's outside sunbathing already. Hello, welcome to Park Your Thoughts, a place to park your thoughts and hopefully understand them. And today, I want to talk about the fact that I got asked to be a best man. I'm actually so excited to be someone's best man. I actually didn't think it would ever happen, truth being told. Don't know why. It's just not something that crosses your mind, is it? The reason why I want to talk about this topic is because as a best man, I have to give a speech at the wedding. I will have an audience this time, and I'm just nervous about speaking in front of people. It's just like, reading out a book out loud at school. It's like, what if I stutter? What if I do this? What if I do that? It's public speaking. I guess that's the nervous part about it. And another thing I want to mention is, how do you talk about love when you've never experienced love in your life? And when I say love, I mean love to the point of marriage. Of course, I've experienced friendship love, family love, and I'm blessed to have experienced that, because not a lot of people have that in this world. But how do you talk about romantic love if you've never experienced true romantic love before? I previously said in the video that I don't know what love is. As I've grown up, I've understood that my idea of love is very much limerence, it's very much infatuation. It's the initial stage of puppy love where the attraction's there, but as I've grown older, I started to understand that love can show itself in many different ways. My new understanding of love is that it happens in the quiet moments. It happens in the moments where change over many of years has given you a person in front of you that's completely different from the person you once loved. My new idea of love is, how can we put our differences aside to then come to a conclusion that benefits both parties? I've always been so used to rom-coms and the winning over someone stage that I now know that my previous idea of love was very wrong. It's all cool to want to be with someone in the beginning. Once things happen in their life, do you love them enough to stick it out? Do you love them enough to really understand them through these new changes? Once I started to explore that thought more, I started to realize that I've really matured in the way that I think about love. And I hope, honestly, I do hope one day that I do get to love someone. As I've met new people and I've explored this world a bit more, I've started to understand that concept a bit more. And I've started to mature in my ways of, the more connections I make, the more I realize what I have experienced in love before was just very much strong infatuation. Once it got tough, we went our separate ways. Don't get me wrong, in that moment it hurt a lot, but then I look back and I think, if I did get into that, would I have really thrived? Would I be where I am right now? Would I be stuck in a previous mindset? They do say that, is it failure or is it redirection? And as life has gone on, I'm starting to understand that this redirection has led me on a path of just, pure change. I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through all the failed versions of love that I went through. I can even say failed love, because I didn't experience love. It was never love. And it leads me to the point, how do you talk about love if you've never experienced it? But I guess I'm doing that now. I'm talking about love and what I understand to be love right now. So maybe I do know how to talk about love. As the best man, do I talk about my experiences that I've had with him? Do I tell stories that I've had with him? And how much do I say if I do? I'm starting to understand in myself that I tend to do this thing where I hijack a moment. If I've got experiences that I can relate to, I tend to make the subject more about me, and I jump in with stories that I have. I'm starting to understand that sometimes when people come to me about stuff, I don't have to say anything back to them. I can just let them rant and the conversation will be done. But what I do a lot of the time is that if I have a story that I can say, yo, I've got an experience that I can relate to this and I can tell you a story of mine, I will just do it. I'll jump in with my story, and I'm making a moment about me rather than it being about that person that just wanted to come to talk to me. And I'm trying to be very aware of that when writing this speech for the best man thing. It's, how do I make sure that I don't make this moment too me-centric and make it more about the couple? But I don't know stories about the couple. I only know stories that relate to me. And also, I know I'm very much overthinking this. I'm not going to pretend like I am, like I'm not. But this is what I do, baby. This is what I do. How do you even talk about love without experiencing it? Like, how do you? Like, really? Like, I've never had to dredge it out with someone. Anytime it's gotten hard with someone, it's just ended. Like, I haven't cared enough about them to want to stick it out. And when I have wanted to, it's ended on their part. I've never had to wake up in the morning and had to go through finance with someone. Shouts out to Caleb Hammer. Like, I've been watching more of his stuff, and these people say they love each other, but then they're avoiding so many things to do with finances, and now they're in this really bitter place where they argue and get angry at each other. How do you like get to that point and get so angry with each other? I cannot understand. So I'm going on for the tangent here. If you truly loved each other, you would get through it. You would sit down, you would stick it out, and yeah, you might argue 1 or 2 times. It is what it is. But you love each other enough to be like, look, this is what's going on. Let's talk it through. But I've never had to have those talks before. I doubt the couple have as well. Maybe they have because they bought a house together. But I've got no experience in this game. I've got no experience in this grit. I'm barely experiencing love for myself. Barely. That's a lie. I've grown up a lot more. I am going through that now where I'm building a stronger love for myself. And it's getting to a point now where I know I'm comfortable in my own skin. But when it comes to exerting that to someone else, again, I've got no experience in it. I guess I'm overthinking this because I really want to do a good speech. I really want to tug at the heartstrings. I really want to show my love through this speech because I really care about this and I just don't want to do a bad job. You know what? I think they'll be happy no matter what I say and no matter what I do. They're my friends and never going to hate me for what I say unless I say some dumb stuff, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm not worried about messing it up because I know even if I do mess it up, they're going to be there for me. And that's a sign of a true friendship. As repayment of him putting his trust in me to be his best man, I want to really do well in this speech. I guess I want to end this on love shows itself in many different ways, and a lot of them happen in the quiet moments. If you only love in the big moments, then you're not really in a relationship, are you? Kind of in a romantic comedy. One big romantic gesture and you're back together again. That's hardly love, because you only care enough for each other once it hits breaking point and you need something big to like bring yourself back together again. That's not true love at all. I actually cannot wait to experience that true love. I'm so excited for when I do. I can't wait to love someone in the quiet moments. But until then, I'm gonna love myself in the quiet moments. I can't wait until someone comes into my life and I start loving, because I'm not gonna experience true balance, am I? I need to be able to love myself and love someone else at the same time, because otherwise, if you're loving someone else fully 100%, then you're not gonna create space for you. So yeah, I'm gonna love myself first, and eventually someone else will join in where I can share that love that I have for myself onto them. I hope I do well in this speech. I got to October, so I've got time. These are just early thoughts. I'm just laying the groundworks right now. Love you, bye!